Johnny, gaslighting. Gaslighting is a fabulous new word that the Ask Johnny channel has discovered. Oh, yeah, Johnny, it's a great word, and you're right, we have just sort of discovered it, and we use it all the time. We use it all the time now. We use it all the time. Yeah, we use it all the time. And we use it all the time, Johnny, because it's bloody happening everywhere. But Johnny, you're sometimes very critical of certain parties. Do you have any examples of gaslighting? Perhaps from the government? Any examples? Well, as I said, it's happening everywhere, Johnny. But I was thinking recently that if politicians for the last bloody 60 years or so, if the politicians that have been supposedly leading us, if they'd have told it as it was, told us the truth about what the bloody hell was happening, we probably wouldn't be in as much bloody financial shit as we are now. Yes. Yeah, I mean, if they come out and said, look, we haven't got any money for us to bloody pay all this and pay all that, we've got to print the money, and that's going to push up inflation and all that sort of shit, and it's going to be pretty bloody difficult. Do you want us to do that or not? We'll do whatever you reckon. But they don't come out and say that. They just quietly go about bloody, telling us a whole lot of bullshit, gaslighting us. And the general community, they accept it and just think everything's going along pretty good. Is that what you're bloody getting at? On along pretty good. We got a new car. We're paying off our fucking $1 million house, which is just an ordinary house. You know, and all that sort of shit. Yeah, by Jesus. Yeah, we're basically gaslit into believing that everything's rosy. But Johnny, isn't it better to be in a happy dream world state rather than having to tolerate the almost unbearable reality of the situation?
So, for young people in particular, if you think about the deal that I think about in our societies, the deal is that if you work hard and you are talented and determined and driven, and if you do all the right things, then you will be able to do the things that human beings have always wanted to do, which is start a family, have your own place, raise your children, and be comfortable. That is increasingly unavailable to people both in this country and in the UK, and increasingly even in America.
But Johnny, who does the world owe all the money? All the money to?
I imagine you'd agree with me. It's weak leadership. We don't have leaders who are prepared to say, I know you don't like hearing this, but it is the truth. And if we do not have leaders who are prepared to do that, we will keep making terrible decisions.
So what they've done to young people is give them a completely distorted view of reality.
Because it's easy. Lying and appeasing and pretending and taking the easy route, it's easy. But in the long run, it builds up tremendous costs, and that's what we are now seeing. And we need leaders who are prepared to stand up and say, I know that this is going to hurt now, but we cannot continue to spend our grandchildren's inheritance. We can't do this. It's immoral, among other things.
So they have this fundamental fear of telling the general public the actual truth of the bloody matter, and they think that the general public is too fucking dumb to take the truth anyway.
So we need better leaders. We need leaders, to put it very bluntly, John, to strap on a pair. That's what we need. And by the way, I think this attitude that we've got to pander to the people and tell them only pleasantries that they would like to hear, I think it's incredibly disrespectful to the average person who has a lot more sense.
But it's not all their fault, Johnny. It's not all the politicians' fault, believe it or not. It's our fault. Yes, you and I and the millions of our viewers out there. It's everybody's fault. Oh, Johnny. Because we just bloody accept it. Yes. Yeah, we like to hear the good news. We don't want to hear the bad shit. But Johnny, if a politician actually told you the actual facts of what's happening, they'd never get elected again. They just quietly go about bloody... They've just got to gaslight everybody, Johnny. There's no other way. Oh, yeah, Johnny. There's no other way of them staying in bloody politics.